All right, so let's start with our nice seat. And you can either fold both legs in or have one leg extended out to the side. Just kind of shift into your ribs and your hips a little bit. We'll just get some movement into our shoulders and neck here first. I'm going to take those shoulder blades, pull them down and back, turn your palms open, then lift out of the sides of your waist. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, drop your right ear to your right shoulder and nudge that left shoulder a little further back. Then inhale, soften your chin to your chest. Exhale, drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Draw that right shoulder a little further down and back. Then inhale, chin to your chest. Exhale, lift your head so the back of your neck stays lengthened. Reach your right fingertips to the sky. Then stretch your right hand over. Now you keep that right hand stretching over. Take your left hand over to your right knee. Then slide that left hand over, dropping your shoulder down toward your left knee, reaching your right arm over your head. So now we're digging into that rib cage, up into that right shoulder. Then we'll take those right fingertips and bring them down toward the floor. Starting to get into that shoulder blade space. We'll take a breath there. Then we'll walk our right hand back into the middle of your mat, into the middle of the floor, and then take that left hand out. Then we'll walk both hands forward, letting your chest reach toward the floor. Starting to get some length through that lower back space. Take a long breath there and exhale it out. Then walk your hands up through the middle. Roll your shoulders back. Keep your right hand rested. Reach your left arm up. Stretch fingertips to sky. Then reach over to the right. Starting to move into that rib cage. Then that right hand moves across your left knee. And then you slide that right hand, lowering your shoulder toward your right knee. Reaching that left arm long. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, nice side body lengthening. And then we take that left hand, let it come down in front. Move that right hand out. Crawl those fingertips forward again. Lower your chest toward the floor. Let your forehead get a little heavy. Lengthening through that lower back one more time. Breath inhale. Then walk your hands in through the middle, tuck your chin, sweep your fingertips up, and then switch your legs in front. Sitting up tall on those sits bones again, we'll take that left hand across your right knee, bring your right hand behind, and then look over that right shoulder. Nice lift through the sideways. Then inhale, we lift tall. Exhale, we rotate to the left shoulder back. Right shoulder across, give it a firm press. Then inhale back to your center. Then bend your knees in, wrap your elbows around, pull your spine away, letting your chin soften to your chest. Then press your knees open so they're pushing against the inside of your arms. Your forehead gets heavy. You gently nod your head side to side. Feel that nice opening through the neck space. Then with chin to the center, pull against your knees, lift up tall. Exhale, round your spine back. Inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, round it back one more time. And inhale, lift up tall. Then uncross your ankles. Reach your hands behind your knees, lift tall through your waist, hinge your torso back, and we'll bring those toes toward that bow pose. So shins close to parallel to the floor, rib cage lifted up toward those thighs, space under the chin. And then maybe release those arms, starting to dig into that core space. Find your breath, inhale. Exhale, bring your toes to the floor. Bring your hands back behind your knees, soften your chin. You're going to roll to your shoulder blades, kick your heels, Draw your belly space in, lift up tall. Bring those toes back to boat. Release your arms. Find your breath. Now bring your toes to the floor. Take your arms, reach out wide, lift out of your heart. Then inhale, hands come back behind the knees. Soften your chin, tuck around, kick your heels, come on up. Find that lifted rib cage. One more time here, open those palms, then they reach out, really drop those shoulder blades back. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, hands behind knees, toes soften. We tuck, we roll back. This time we kick our heels, bring the toes down to the floor. Press off that space behind your hips and come forward toward the front of your mat. Here, we'll start with our heels lifted, forehead toward knees. And then on your exhale, press away. Let your tailbone lift. Let your head hang heavy, arms heavy. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, move your hands to your shins, lengthen through the back of the knees, tailbone back, top of your head forward. Nice long spine, we breathe, inhale. On the exhale, we soften into the knees, tuck into the belly space, gently round your spine up, pull your shoulders away, find your mountain pose, engage those inner ankles. Exhale, reach your fingertips to the sky. Bring your fingertips to the base of your skull, tip your head back, draw your elbows back, look up toward the ceiling. Should feel that open across the chest, the front shoulders, and down the abdominals. Then inhale, lift the back of your head. Reach your fingertips to the sky. Then bring your thumbs to your tailbone. Roll your shoulders away as you drop into your fold. Let your arms lift away from your lower back space. Breathe, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, fingertips to floor. Step your toes back. We'll meet in our plank pose. Turn those biceps forward. Feel your palms pulling towards your toes. Lengthen the back of your neck. Then press away from strong fingertips. Wrap those triceps back. Lift your tailbone. Feel your heels reaching toward the floor. Then bend your right knee, peek under your left arm. Switch your heels, switch your gaze, look to the right. Reach your right heel down. Then into that fold down dog again. Both heels reaching. Then inhale, come forward to your plank. Tap your knees to the floor. Let your elbows hug your rib cage. Lower your hips, slide your forearms forward, lift out of the top of your head. Shoulder blades are away, top of the feet pressing down. We take a long inhale. Exhale, we lower the ribs back down. Move the hands back to the rib cage. Tap that belly space, press to your knees, then to your toes, and then to your down dog. One more inhale. Exhale, look forward at your hands. Hands and toes, front of your mat. Soften your chest toward your thighs. We fold. Hands to your shins, a nice long spine, flat back. Soften your knees, tone your belly, round your spine out. Shoulders pull away, inner thighs get strong, mountain pose. Inhale, we fill it up. Exhale, fingertips back of the head. Nudge the head back, spread wide across those elbows. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, lift the back of the head. Reach your fingertips tall. Exhale, hands behind your back, shoulders away, soften your knees. Lift your hips, arms come up away from that lower back space. Now this time, as you soften your knees, release your fingertips down toward your toes. Tone your belly space, lift your heart, come right up into chair pose. Feel those inner thighs engage, lifting through sides of waist. Breathe, inhale. Then exhale, press or reach to the sky, bring in fingertips to touch. Bring your weight to your right foot and take a step back with your left foot. Then I want you to check, make sure those left toes are pointing straight ahead here. We're lifting tall through the sides of the waist. Then we'll bring our right hand into that right hip crease, keeping that left arm alongside your ear. Start hinging forward. Now lift that right hip up and back. Then try to square your shoulders. Left shoulder is going to try to stay more lifted. Try to square it out. Then slide your right hand down that right shin. Feel that right hip lifting, drawing back, lengthening through that hamstring. Then bend your right knee. Reach both fingertips to the sky. Here, as you bring your hands to your heart and your weight comes to your right foot, we just step that left toe a little bit further back and then just dip that heel in a little bit. So those left toes are pointing to this front left corner. Then you're going to nudge your left hip forward, right hip back, so your hips are square. Then we reach our fingertips up, bend into that right knee, bring that heart toward the sky, warrior one pose. Breathe, inhale, really feel that left heel reaching down. Exhale, lift your left heel, keeping those hips forward. Sweep your fingertips back. Long spine here for runner's lunge. Now that left heel is lifted, hips square, arms reaching. Breathe, inhale. It's time to warm into that right hip. Exhale, we release our fingertips to the floor. We shift our weight forward, step the right foot back. Exhale, press through to your down dog. Look back at your toes. Press away from your hands. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, shift forward to your plank, choosing to bring your knees down if you'd like. Elbows hug the ribs, hips soften, shoulders back. Maybe this time it's a cobra or an up dog, or you stay with that sphinx pose. Make sure those shoulders are drawn back, top of the head lifted. Inhale, we lower down, hands to the side waist, tone belly space, press to your knees, tuck to your toes, lift to your down dog. Breathe, inhale. Exhale. Look forward, hands and toes in front of your mouth. Feet hip distance apart. Spread your toes, soften your arms, forward fold. Hands to your shins, a long spine, relay them. Knees soften, we tone the belly space, stack the vertebrae, come all the way up to your mountain. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fingertips to the base of the skull, spread wide those collarbones, look up. Inhale, lift the back of the head. Reach the fingertips tall. Sweep your arms behind your back, shoulders wide, bend your knees. Let your head drop, lift your arms away from your lower back space. Now here's that movement into chair. We release the arms, sit back into the hip, make those inner thighs strong. Fingertips reach toward the floor, then the heart lifts forward. We tone the sides of the waist. Breathe, inhale. Exhale. Next inhale, press, reach to the sky, fingertips to touch. Weight to your left foot, right foot steps straight back like you're standing on railroad tracks. Right hip forward. Then we lift that right arm up, left hip, hand to hip crease, hinge forward. Now try to square that right shoulder, right? So it's gonna try to be rotated up, you're gonna try to square it out. Then slide that left hand down that left shin, lift that left hip up and back, reach those right fingertips forward. Find your breath, inhale, exhale. Bend your left knee, both hands reach to the sky. As you bring weight to your left foot, your right toe slides back a couple inches. Your heel comes down, the right toe's pointing toward right corner. Now maybe even bring your hands to your hips. That right hip is probably rotated back. You're going to draw that hip forward, left one back. Still reaching right heel toward the floor. Reach those arms up, a little bit of a back bend. Then see if you can bend into your left knee a little deeper. Hold, inhale. Exhale, reach your fingertips tall, lift your right heel. Right hip stays forward. Arms reach back. We hinge right into that runner's lunge. Long through your spine. Pushing your right heel back, making your left hip nice and strong. Then we release our fingertips down, shift the weight, step your left foot back. We find our plank pose. Exhale, lift through to your down dog. Inhale, lift, come forward to your plank. Knees or toes, elbows in. Hips soften, shoulders back. Up dog, cobra, or sphinx. Maybe pressing the tops of the feet, lifting those knees. Inhale, back down, knees or toes. Exhale, press through and up into your down dog. Take a moment to pedal your heels, maybe nod your head each side. Then look forward, move to the front of your mat. Again, toes spread, feet hip distance, we fold. Hands to shins or floor, lengthen, flat back. Soften your knees, tone your belly, stand to your mountain. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fingertips to skull. Draw those elbows back, look up. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, hands behind the back, shoulders away. Bend your knees, drop your head. Lift your hips, arms reach away from that lower back. Get a little deeper each time as those shoulders open. Bend your knees, drop your fingertips, lift your heart forward, find your chair. Maybe this time arms come up over the ears. We're engaging through those inner thighs. We breathe in. Exhale, press reach up top, fingertips to touch. Weight to your right foot, left foot, train track feet. Square your hips. Right hand hip crease. Left arm reaches out as you bring those shoulders parallel to the floor. Right hand slides down right shin. Right hip is lifted and pulled back. Now, if you have a block and a block works better for that right hand, go ahead and bring that block into it. Bend your right knee. Both arms reach to the sky. We lift that left heel, wiggle the toe back. Then drop that heel in 45 degrees. Bring your hands to your hips and pull that right hip back, the left hip forward. Square it out. Reach those fingertips up, open it up, look up toward the sky, then try to bend into your right knee a little further. Still reaching left heel to the floor. Inhale, lift left heel, turn hips forward, sweep arms back, runner's lunge. Feel that left heel reaching away. Now here, we're going to take our left hand and bring it to the right thigh. You're going to reach your right arm out first and get really strong through that right hip. Reach that left heel to the back. Then maybe that left arm reaches out with it. Flex that left ankle, warrior three pose. Try to keep those hips and shoulders square. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Left toe steps back. Then the fingertips come to the floor. We shift the weight, that right foot steps back. And we exhale into our down dog. Nice work. Go ahead and pedal those heels, peek underneath the arms. Get that release out of that right. Inhale forward to your plank. Choosing knees or toes, elbows in, hips drop, shoulders back, up dog, cobra or sphinx. Breath inhale. Exhale back down, tone belly space. Knees or toes, press through, find your plank. Exhale into your down dog. Lift the tailbone deep in the heels. Then look forward, move to the front of your mat. Feet hip distance apart, spread your toes, release your chest, we fold. We lengthen into our flat back. Then we soften the knees, tone the belly. Gently stack those vertebrae, come up into your mountain pose. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fingertips, the base of skull, a little more back bend this time. Looking up toward the sky. Inhale, lift the back of your head. Reach your fingertips up. Sweep your arms behind. Shoulders back. Bend your knees. Lower your head. Lift your hips. Reach your arms up away from your lower back. Then as you release your fingertips toward your ankles, bend into your knee. Keep the side waist long. Lift the heart forward right into chair pose. Arms either out front or over the head. Push away from the ground. Reach tall, gentle. Finding that extended mountain, then fingertips touch, hands to your left foot. Softness in the knee as you step that right foot back. Then you lengthen that left leg, square hips and shoulders. Left hand into the hip crease, right arm reaches up, and then we hinge towards squaring those hips and shoulders. Left hip lifted, pull back. Left hand then slides down that left shin or onto a block. Toning that waistline, we breathe, inhale. Exhale, bend left knee, fingertips to the sky. Wiggle that right heel back, then drop the heel in, toes toward front right corner, hands to hips. Nudge that right hip forward, left hip back, squaring to the front. Then reach your fingertips up, a little back bend, bend into that left knee deeper. Hold, inhale. Exhale, lift your right heel, hips square to the front, arms sweep back, runner's lunge. Get nice and strong through that spine. Left leg is getting nice and strong, right heel is reaching back. Then we take our right hand, move it onto our left thigh. Our left arm sweeps over that left ear. We bring the weight onto that left foot. Lift that right heel to the back, flexing it like it's leaving a footprint. Maybe you stay there, or maybe that right arm reaches out with the left. Try to square off those shoulders, lift out of that left hip, flex out of that right ankle. Breathe, inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands to your heart. Gently lower your right toes to the back. Bring your fingertips to the floor. Shift your weight, step that left foot back. Exhale, press up and through down dog, pedaling your heels. Inhale, lift your heels, come forward to your plank. Elbows hug the ribs, hips soften, shoulders back up, that cobra, sphinx. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, back down, elbows in, tone belly, knees or toes, come into a plank, then into your down dog. Nice work. Breathe, inhale. Side away, exhale. Lift your heels, bring your knees to the floor. Bring your hips to one side, and then swing your legs around. Sit up nice and tall on those sits bones. Reach around to your shins and lift your torso nice and tall. Feel your shoulders melt to the back. Then lift your toes. Either reaching down and grabbing your toes, your knees are bent in close here, or reach to your shins. Let your forehead drop down. Then start pressing the toes toward the floor. That pull of the toes down is going to pull on the arms. It's going to open up the space all the way up and down the spine here, especially right between those shoulder blades. One more breath. Then lift the toes, slide the hands behind the knees, tuck the belly in, gently roll to your back. Hug your knees tight to your chest, feeling that lower back release. Maybe adding some side to side movement or grabbing your knees and making some nice circles. The back of the neck stays long, the jaw stays softened. Keeping your right knee in, let your left leg extend all the way out. Use your left hand to the outside of that right knee to pull that knee and hip up and over. Right arm out to the right, look over right shoulder. Use that left hand on that outer thigh to draw that hip and knee over, but keeping that right shoulder flat to the floor. Long breath, inhale. Exhale, sigh it away. Release that right knee. Come to your back again. Bring both knees in. Give them a hug, squeeze. Then keeping your left knee in, extend your right leg all the way out, letting that heel rest. Right hand takes that left knee over to that right side, left shoulder flat to the floor. You're looking to your left, drawing that knee and hip up and creating some space there. Inhale. Exhale. Releasing left knee. Come to your back, bring both knees in, and then choose your toes above heart. Maybe it's the dead bug. Maybe it's happy baby. Or toes to the sky, with or without a block under the hips. And just feel your body sinking heavy into the mat. Soften your jaw, relax your neck. And take a long breath, inhale. Long exhale, go. And we'll gently release those toes down to the floor. You can drop your knees out wide, bottoms of feet together for that butterfly pose. Or bring your inner knees together, outer toes out wide, bringing up. Or your variation of corpse pose, either with knees bent or legs extended, open palms to the side body there, or placing hands to your belly, or open palms over the top of your head. Now those inhales and exhales get long and slow, filling your lungs with each inhale, filling into your belly space, and exhaling through your nose, emptying the belly space, then the chest space. With your next breath, we bring movement to fingertips and toes, and then into our ankles and our wrists. We'll step the knees in and just gently windshield wiper those knees side to side, making sure you have enough space between your feet that you can drop that inner knee as far over as it can reach. Then as we return our knees to center, we'll hug them deep into the chest, lifting that tailbone lightly away from the floor, feeling that lower back release. Then either taking this pose to the side to press up from fetal pose, or bringing your hands behind your knees, tucking your chin and rounding straight up the middle. We'll once again find a comfortable seat. Feel your shoulder blades reach into your back pockets and lift out of the top of your head. Take a long inhale. Exhale, reach your fingertips to the sky. Inhale, move your hands to heart center. Then exhale, we bow forward as we say namaste. And I say thank you
Hope you enjoy this day. Little cloudy, but